Hi future millionaires, this is Debt to Millionaire Daily. I'm John, and today I'm going to be talking about how you can find a joint venture partner to start up a business with none of your own money. So one of the ways that you can find a joint venture partner is the same way that I did, which was through a networking / training program. I met my joint venture partner Brad on a property training course. It was actually a 1-year mentorship type deal. Outrageously expensive, that's a whole other story, but the benefit of finding him at an event like that is that we're both going after the same goals and had the same kind of mindset. It was a property training course, so we were both wanting to get into property investing. I met Brad at the event, and we got to talking a bit later after the event about how he was wanting to get into serviced accommodation, and he had a lot of money to set it all up, but he didn't have any time because he was busy working on his other businesses. I was the opposite. I was wanting to start up a business, get really hands-on, had loads of time, but absolutely no money, as you already know. So we decided to do a partnership where we set up a company, both 50-50 shareholders. He puts in all the money and I put in all the time. And here we are a year and a half later. The business has already brought in all the money that he put in, and now we're just going to be splitting the profits on top of that. We've currently got 2 serviced accommodation properties. Those properties are currently making a profit month on month. The business as a whole is about a break-even point. So aside from the money aspect of having a joint venture partner, you don't just want to look for someone with money. You also want to look for someone who has a business of their own, for 2 reasons. One, they'll be more understanding of when you make mistakes, especially if it's your first business venture, that they've gone through it all themselves already. So when you make little mistakes that cost money, you think it's the end of the world, you've completely let them down. Happened to me a few times. They'll just send you a message back saying no worries, because they completely get it, and it's just part of the process of starting a business. You're going to make mistakes and it's going to cost money, so you need to get someone who's understanding of that and who's not just going to pull out of the whole thing, get cold feet, get panicked if something goes wrong. A second benefit of having a business partner who's already within their own businesses is that they'll be able to give you advice. So Brad was already he already had his own company, and he was about 2 years ahead of me in terms of running a business. And the fact that he was relatively far ahead of me, but also not like 10, 20 years ahead of me, an absolute mega millionaire, he could give me advice that was more relevant to our business together, that really helped skip a lot of other mistakes, and it kept me on track when I just didn't really know where to go next. I don't think I would have been able to get the business to where it is today without the advice of Brad. You want to get a joint venture partner who is willing to sort of hold your hand a little bit if it's your first business and show you the basics of business. You can read a lot in books, but when you get out to doing it in the real world, you need someone to give you very specific advice. So you can get a business coach who you pay, but I did have one of those. It was included in that property training that I was talking about, but to be honest, they weren't involved in property businesses or any kind of relevant business to mine, so they weren't able to give any advice. They were just sort of asking me what I was doing and then giving the odd suggestion of what to do next, but it wasn't that helpful, to be honest. So having a business partner like Brad, who was just in the same kind of business already, he has a foundations business that's already property related, but he was just able to give much better advice. So having him as a joint venture partner, he also acted as a business coach and mentor in ways. Just so that's a huge benefit on top of him funding the whole operation. So my advice to you is, if you're looking for a business partner / joint venture partner to fund your first business, I would get networking at training events and seminars, networking events, all of that are related to whatever business you wanted to get into, and you're going to meet people who are also interested in that industry or that type of business that you wanted to get into. Some of the people there guaranteed will have a lot of money. You won't necessarily know beforehand. I didn't know that Brad had hundreds of thousands of pounds in the bank, but he does. So you never know. So with all that said, if you like the video, smash the like button. Consider subscribing and turn on the notification bell so that you never miss a video. Check out the blog, Debt2Millionaire.com, and I'm also on social media at Debt2Millionaire. See you in the next one.